I'm still not sure how this really happened to me. I signed up for a cruise that never happened and all of a sudden got offered a bigger cruise for even less money. Thank you, universe. I guess sometimes good things can happen. It is Sunday, August 14th, 2022, and on this week's edition of Sunday Sofatime, I'm gonna tell you about the strange circumstances surrounding my upcoming cruise. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you're having a nice, relaxing morning, having a coffee or maybe a nice cold iced tea if you are also going through a major heat wave like we are here in northern Germany again. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. I travel all around the world to popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it was like to be there. And I also wrote a book with travel stories called Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship. And if you want to be one of the people like Wendy C, who is literally sitting in Starbucks and laughing out loud, or J.E., who from the beginning had LOL moments and one story had them a little teary-eyed, then check it out now. It's available on Amazon. Okay, enough self-promotion now. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video. The reason you clicked on it is to find out what's going on with my next cruise, and I can tell you guys in advance, I've never had anything quite like this happen to me while just trying to book a cruise. Of course, throughout the pandemic, throughout the last 2.5 years, I think everybody who's tried to travel has had to deal with some kind of cancellation, with some kind of rescheduling, but this is, a little bit different, and it has to do with, surprise, Virgin Voyages. Virgin Voyages is one of the, if it's not even the newest cruise line out there. Is there a major cruise line that is newer than Virgin Voyages? At the moment, they have 2 ships sailing the oceans, and we got to cruise with the Valiant lady already once in this gigantic corner suite with the biggest balcony I've ever had at sea. And we enjoyed our cruise with Virgin Voyages. There were some things missing from what we like about cruising, but there were also a lot of really great things going on. It's quite a different cruise experience than if you cruise with like Disney Cruise Line, with NCL, with Royal Caribbean, with Carnival. There are some things that are very different, but there are also some things that are similar, yet still somehow different. And you'll know from watching those videos of our first voyage with Virgin Voyages that when we finished that cruise, we weren't super excited about cruising with Virgin again. Like I said, not because anything was bad, but just because there were certain things about the experience that we prefer more on other cruise lines, especially for the price that you usually have to pay to cruise with Virgin. And that is a major factor in this story, in the details that I have to give you. So like I said, we finished our Virgin voyage and I wasn't looking to cruise with Virgin again at the moment. When I was searching for whatever cruise I would be trying out next, Virgin was not a box that I checked in the search engine. Sorry, Virgin.
However,
I think I mentioned to you that while we were on board, the crew is very social. You get to meet a lot of crew while you cruise with Virgin Voyages, and the more people you come in contact with who work on the ship, the more that is going to heighten your experience on board, because like I said, a lot of things that happen on board are not listed on the schedule, or they're just very vaguely listed, and by getting to know the crew, they will be able to help you enjoy as much as possible of these vaguely listed things or these not listed anywhere secret things. And one of the guys that we got to know and that I had lunch with a few times is named Patrick, and he has a very similar history as I do or did. He's like me 25 years ago. He has worked at Disney World. He has worked in the theme parks in Orlando. He has worked in some of the musical shows, and now, or at the time, he was working in the, I want to say like entertainment and activity crew on Virgin. I know that's not what they're called, but I don't know what they're called. So this crew that sort of does part of the entertainment, does part of the activities, and just, is there to get to know people and make sure they're having a good time. He also led this 80s aerobic workout, which was so much fun. Marcus and I did it twice. I know you've seen that in the videos, but it's one thing that I'm looking forward to about going back with Virgin is doing that class again. So we finish our Virgin voyage. A couple weeks later, or maybe a month or so later, I get a message from Patrick on Instagram. We're now Instagram friends. We had, liked each other's posts and written back and forth to each other just about little things. And I got a message from Patrick asking me for my email because he wanted to send me something. And what he sent me was an invitation to be on the inaugural cruise of the new Virgin Voyages ship, the Resilient Lady. And like I said, this is something that never happens to me, but through the generosity of Patrick, he sent me one of the invitations that he was allowed to give to family and friends to be on the inaugural or one of the inaugural cruises of the newest ship from Virgin, the Valiant Lady. And that cruise was supposed to already happen, actually. I think it was supposed to be sometime just this last few weeks. I know I'm kind of skipping ahead in the story, but most of you who, if you follow the cruise world and if you follow Virgin Voyages, you'll know that didn't happen. But so I get this email from him. Of course, I'm extremely thankful. I thank him 100 times. And through this link, it took me to a special part of the Virgin website where I put in my information. I put in this secret code that's attached to Patrick. I had to put in, all my information, also who I know who is a crew member for Virgin Voyages. And then what happened was I officially got put on the invitation list and got a confirmation. This confirmation mail, I should try to find it. It said something like, all right, this is not your confirmation for the cruise, but we do confirm that you are registered for the cruise. Within the next weeks, you will be getting your cruise confirmation. And until then, please sign into your cruise account. And that is where you'll be able to pay for the cruise. And so this invitation wasn't to cruise for free, but the price that they were asking for, I think it was a 5-night cruise in the Mediterranean on a literally brand new ship, was $400. $400 to be in a balcony cabin on a brand new ship for an inaugural cruise. That's like $200 a person.
Not bad.
I'll take it.
And I think most of you would too, right? So I signed us up, put us on this list, got the confirmation that we were on the list. The mail said sign into your account so you can pay this $400 minimal fee to join this cruise. And I tried to do that, but it didn't show up in my Virgin account right away. So I let it sit for a couple days, signed into the account again, nothing there. Let it sit for a couple days, signed in the account again, nothing showed up. And after about 2 weeks, I wrote to Patrick asking, first of all, thanks again for letting me be a part of this experience and sharing one of your invitations with me. I just wanted to ask if you know what's going on, because they said within the next 2 weeks we would get the confirmation. I was assuming that they were collecting a bunch of names and then going to kind of decide, okay, from all these people, who do we want to be on this cruise and who probably not. And I just asked him, do you know what's going on? I haven't heard anything back, and it hasn't showed up in my account yet, so I can't pay the balance like they asked. He wrote back saying, nope, we haven't heard anything either. Nobody has any idea what's going on. So I thought, okay, I'll just wait. And also I wrote back to there was a special email address that this original mail came from. I wrote back to there, just saying I'm on the list for the inaugural cruise of the Resilient Lady. Haven't gotten any further information, but we're really excited about it. If there's something I'm missing, please keep me in the loop. And what happened next is where it starts to get really weird, and I'm gonna tell you about that after this commercial break. Did you get one? What was it about? Write it in the comments below, unless you have YouTube Red.
And I know you don't get ads, but that's okay.
So the next thing that happens in this whole stream of events leading up to what our next cruise is going to be is it's announced that the inaugural cruise of the Resilient Lady has been canceled, postponed, however you want to say it. And the interesting thing is, if you go to the Virgin website now, you can't book a cruise with the Resilient Lady, I think, anytime this year. I think the first time it shows up as bookable is sometime next year. So that is a huge postponement. We're not talking about a couple weeks or a month. We're talking about like half a year. Is it due to supply chains? Is it because they can't find enough people to work on the ship? Is it because of the rumors that Virgin Voyages is going bankrupt?
I don't know.
I just know that it was canceled. So I thought, yeah, okay, that would have been really cool for, $200 a person to be on this inaugural cruise of the new Virgin ship, but looks like that's over. But it wasn't over. A couple days after the announcement came that wasn't going to happen anymore, I got this unbelievable mail from Virgin Voyages, from this special account set up for this inaugural cruise. And as far as I know, I read the fine print. I'm not allowed to talk about this. So what this mail said basically is, you may have heard, we've had to postpone or cancel the inaugural cruise of our newest ship, and we know you're very disappointed about that, and we also know that many of you have already made plans to fly to the Mediterranean to join this voyage. It was supposed to leave from Athens, so Piraeus, and I think people had probably started buying flights and booking hotels and things like that, even though as far as I know, nobody got a confirmation, but Virgin wanted to be sure, and they wanted to do a good job of taking care of the friends and family of their crew who were supposed to be on this voyage. So not only did they send a form for anybody who had gotten on this list to get reimbursed for any money they may have already spent in order to get to this voyage, but it also said, and because we know you are really looking forward to cruising and you can't cruise with the Resilient Lady anymore, we would like to invite you to cruise on any of our ships in this certain time frame, and all you have to pay for is the port fee.
What?
I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. Just because I made acquaintances with this crew member who was cool enough to send me the invitation to get on the inaugural cruise, which would have cost me $400 for the cabin if I were to go alone, or $200 and $200 if I take Marcus or somebody with me. Already a fantastic deal. Just because I got that invitation and put my name on the list, now I'm basically getting a free cruise, and it can be any of the Virgin cruises I want. And I thought, this can't really be happening, can it? What's going to happen is I'm going to try to sign up for a cruise. I'm going to put this code in that they gave me, and I'm sure it's not going to work because I never even got a confirmation that I was accepted to be on the first cruise. But so I thought, all right, well, let's go for it. I'll try it. Waited for Marcus to get home from whatever he was doing. I explained to him the situation, and I said, I think we should probably pick something out sooner rather than later because before they realize their mistake or something, I want to get this booked. We picked out a cruise that we thought would work well for us, put in the code, and it worked. So we are now cruising on a 7-night voyage with the Valiant Lady again, the same ship that we already cruised with Virgin Voyages, totally different route, leaving Barcelona, going to a couple different ports that I'm going to tell you about in a second, including an overnight on the island of Ibiza, which is going to be amazing, I think. And the price we have to pay to be in this, what they call a sea terrace, basically a balcony cabin, the entire price for the cabin, $280. I'm still not sure how this really happened to me. I signed up for a cruise that never happened and all of a sudden got offered a bigger cruise for even less money. Thank you, universe. I guess sometimes good things can happen. All right, let's take a look at what the cruise is going to be and what it costs for people who, if you were just going to book it on your own. And by the way, if after watching this you think, oh, you know what? I could do that and I have time and I can get to Barcelona, I have a discount link that it's not like specific to me or YouTubers or whatever, anybody who books a cruise with Virgin gets a link like this. And if you book using my link, you get $50 of onboard credit and I get $50 of onboard credit. So look at it, think about it. This is the voyage we're gonna be on. It is the 7-night Irresistible Med, leaving Barcelona Sunday, September 4th. We are in a sea terrace, which would cost $1,815 per sailor, which for a Mediterranean cruise at the end of the summer, I guess that's an okay price. As always, when you try to actually book it, the price goes up because there's never a cabin in that category available anymore. So the entire price for this cruise would be $3,926, and basically the least expensive sea terrace or balcony cabin category. But like I said, you could use my link and get $50 off. You can see here we leave Barcelona, go to Toulon, then we're in Marina di Carrara, Ajaccio. Some of these places are places I don't really have on my radar, so it's gonna be new places for me. Cagliari, I've been to a few times. Then we get to Ibiza and have our overnight there before arriving back in Barcelona a week later. I think this is gonna be a really great cruise, and one thing I'm looking forward to, and don't be mad at me here, people, is I've basically already showed you every aspect of the Valiant Lady that I could in the previous videos, so this is almost gonna be like a vacation for me. There might be a few days where I don't record anything at all and I just enjoy the ship with Marcus together. I honestly, at the moment, don't really know what kind of videos I can do because I've already also done a sea terrace tour, which I got to see while I was on our previous cruise, so I might do some daily vlogs. I might do some late night cocktail cams. I definitely want to show you what it is we ended up doing on Ibiza because Ibiza is just a really spectacular destination. But other than that, there might be only a few videos coming from this voyage, and I think that's okay too. What do you think about all this? I mean, like I said, I can't believe we're getting an entire cruise for $280. Plus, of course, flying to Barcelona and staying for a couple nights in a hotel before then, but that's exciting too. This will definitely be, per night, the least expensive ocean cruise I've ever done, so definitely nothing to complain about. But until I get to this cruise, until I get to showing you whatever it is we did, now will come the time on Sunday Sofatime where I comment on your comments live on air. In last week's Sunday Sofatime, I sat down here in front of the red sofa and went through all the different aspects of my recent river cruise with Viva Cruises. Spoiler alert, it was fantastic, but I went detailed through the cabin, the food, and all those things. These comments are on that video. The first one is from Steve Bartley. Steve writes, YouTube wanted to show a 42-minute ad before you. First of all, I'm happy that you're seeing ads. A lot of people don't see ads on my videos. The ads that run on the videos is one of the major ways that I can keep doing what I do here on YouTube. Another way is through the extremely generous people on my Patreon account. That's patreon.com/veryunofficial. And there is a myth, I think, that it helps creators like me if you watch the entire ad that pops up or is suggested, and that's, as far as I know, that's not true. So if you get a commercial that pops up and it's 42 minutes long,
skip it.
I think the thing that makes it the most lucrative for creators is if you actually click on the link, but I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just telling you that clicking on the link is gonna help the creators way more than letting a 42-minute ad run, and it'd probably be way less annoying for you too. Next comment is from Annie Herve or Annie Herve. French Canadian here. French is my first language, and when traveling in France, I never met so many rude persons. A little exception for south of France. Yeah, that's something that we talked about in the last video, that or also in the Sunday Sofatime before that as well, that just a lot of French people are not very tourist friendly. I guess that's a way to say it. And I think it's wrong to kind of label an entire country or an entire group of people based on just a couple experiences. I've had good experience, I've also had bad experiences, but in the comments to that video, there were a lot of people sharing bad experiences. So even for people who think they can speak French or people who speak French-Canadian French, they seem to run into a lot of problems when trying to speak French to people in France. Final comment is from Mary Dieter. Mary writes, my commercial was for McCormick Seasoning. Enjoying your experience on the MS Viva Tiara. I think it sounds like an affordable way to cruise compared to the big names like Viking. Definitely is. And I love that they had bikes to borrow. Yeah, there were several bicycles on board that are included in the price of the cruise with Viva, so you just have to let them know before you get to whatever the next port is that you would like to take out a bicycle, and then they put it up like on land for you, and they'll give you the key for the lock when you are checking out of the ship for that day. And in the next daily vlog from this experience with the Miss Viva Tiara, you'll see me take one of the bikes and find a lake kind of outside of the city of Speyer because it was so hot. It was like 87 degrees and I just was not in the mood to walk around the city. I wanted to cool down and go swimming, so I grabbed a bike and went to the lake. That turned out to be a really great idea. I had a great time, and then when I got back on board the ship, something not so great happened. So if you want to know what it was, make sure you're subscribed and check back for the next daily vlog, probably going online Wednesday or Thursday of this week or next week, however you look at it. I hope you have a great week until then, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.